The next heroes we're going to take a look at are Action Force, or G.I. Joe if you're American. And this is a game that was originally released by Virgin Games in 1987, I think, and then re-released on the MAD packaging, as you've just seen. So let's take a look at it. Here we have the front cover. It's a MAD release, as you can see down the left hand side. And we've got the classic Action Force logo at the top there. International heroes. And then kind of just a mishmash of characters and vehicles sort of slung onto a camouflage background. So not the most inventive of front covers, but it does the job. Nice red Action Force on the spine. And on the back we've got a bunch of screenshots, all of which seem to be pretty similar. Looks to be a scrolling shoot 'em up where you are a helicopter. And the blurb says the enemy, Cobra, have launched a surprise attack on the island of Botsnada. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. This is a job for Action Force. Inside we've got the instructions and an incredible amount of backstory for this game, which I'm not going to go and read through, but I'll give a quick scroll down. Blah blah blah. Tells you a bit about the game. 8 levels of increasing difficulty, smooth scrolling, fast arcade action. Your Commodore's capabilities pushed to the limit. And then the blurb about the game carries on there. And still it goes on about the military installation. A crack squad is needed to mount an immediate raid. AWE Striker is a jeep, and basically the jeep travels along and you've got to protect the jeep in the helicopter, which is the Dragonfly XH-1 helicopter, as it says there. So yeah, nearly 2.5 pages of backstory for a game which is basically just a scrolling shooter, because then it goes on to say joystick control up, down, left, right, fire and drop a bomb. Loading screen's pretty basic. We've got a nice picture of a helicopter and the Cobra logo in the top right hand corner and the Action Force logo, and lots of copyright information. Virgin Games, Gang of 5 Productions and Milton Bradley, who were the creators of the Action Force toys, of course. Here we have the title screen then, and an introduction to the game. Welcome to Action Force, the latest game from the Gang of 5. And we've also got a high score table. And it's quite a nice title screen, although I have to say that most of this screen is actually also the gameplay screen, as you'll see in a moment when I start the game. Got a nice sort of flashing, scrolling message across the top there as well. It says Action Force. Lots of nice branding that I'm sure the toy company that produced Action Force was very pleased with. So as it says there, you've got to fly a helicopter taking the part of Wild Bill and press fire to take to the sky. So we'll do that. Just to mention first though of the music, which is pretty good. Okay, let's get on with the game. So you get another little text message there. Prepare to do battle with the enemy Cobra forces, and then the game will start in a moment. As you can see, the display at the bottom remains the same, and the rest of the screen is you flying a helicopter around, very similar to the game Choplifter, if you're familiar with that. So just quickly to show what the aim of the level is, there's this little jeep trundling across the bottom of the screen here. You've got to protect that jeep and allow it to get to the right hand side of the screen, which I shall go over to now. Oh, that's the right hand side. So there's a couple of things in the way. There's these spikes here, so you've got to shoot these spikes out of the way, which are now gone. There's also these holes in the ground which you've got to drop bits of bridge into the holes. Oh, I've run out of bullets now. They're all gone the wrong way. There's also these fuel and ammo stations where you can replenish your fuel and ammo. As you can see, the bullets are going up at the bottom of the screen there. I'm going to have to be quick here, otherwise the truck's going to make it to the other bit. Oh, just in time. Ah! Oh, that was close. So I've successfully built the bridges to, or moved the bridges I should say, to allow the Jeep to do its thing. And it is now making its way over to the right hand side. As you see, it's got past the bit where the spikes are. You only get one life, and that life for me is almost over, so this next level is not going to last very long. But there you go, that's the first level completed. Took me a few attempts to work out what the hell I was supposed to do. Didn't notice that you could pick up those bridge pieces to begin with, so the Jeep kept falling into one of those holes. So now it's telling you about this thing, a battle android trooper, the perfect enemy troopers, blah blah blah. I assume you're going to encounter these on the next level. As you can see, the next level is now up on the screen, and straight away there's things to shoot out of the way, and I'm not going to do it in time. It's really hard, the second level. I should have shot all these spikes out of the way, but I was too busy trying to avoid being killed. What happens when the Jeep gets destroyed is basically you can't progress any further. The screen all goes black, as you can see, and you basically just have to shoot as much stuff as you can until you get killed. So the baddies, which I never even spoke about on the first level, consist of helicopters and planes, and I'm now dead. That's my one life gone. And it gives you a little message. Looks like you blew it, better luck next time. Weird sort of bouncing game over. And I've got a high score as well. So there we go. So I'll give it another go and try and get to level 2 and show you a bit more of level 2. So I've got a bit more health left, if that's the right word. This number seems to need to go up to 200 before you get killed, unless you get crash into something or get shot by one of the jet planes. So I'm going to try and... Oh, I'm going to get stuck again. Oh, just in time. Right, so I've got that out of the way. And there's another barrier here on level 2 as well. Got that out of the way as well. And I'm about to run out of bullets, so let's whiz over here, get some more ammo. I did pick up the 2 bridge pieces from the previous level as well, because I'm going to need them on this one. So let's get over and drop those in there. Oh, and I've crashed into a piece of structure or got shot by something. Don't know quite what happened there, but I was doing a little bit better, but not much better. So I'll give it another go. Just a couple of things I want to mention while the gameplay is not too hectic, i.e. while I'm playing this first level, is if you're in the middle of an enemy war zone, why have they conveniently left you a nice place to replenish your fuel and ammo? Bit peculiar. And that's not just on the first level, but on every level as well, by the looks of it. And the other thing I want to mention is there's actually the ability to drop bombs. I haven't worked out why you need to drop bombs, because you can do everything just by shooting the normal bullets. But it's a good job that there's not really anything you need to bomb specifically, because it's downright impossible to drop them. I'll show you, there is a place you can go to where you can drop the bombs quite easily, which is when you're standing on this platform. And the way you drop a bomb is to push downwards and press fire. And as you can see, if you look closely there, maybe it's better if I do it like this, you can see the bombs dropping there. But you try and do that when you're just in the normal gameplay area, and you've basically got no chance. So, a bit strange, but there you go. Luckily you don't need them anyway. Okay, so I'm back on this level having another attempt, and let's drop these bridge sections in here. That should allow my Jeep to progress reasonably well. One of the biggest problems with the level is that some of the girders and things that you fly past are solid, and some of them you do fly past them. It's very difficult to tell one from the other, which means that at times you end up crashing into stuff and immediately dying, which is a bit annoying. It's also very easy to sometimes... Oh, I've cocked that up again now because there's another set of holes there. So once again it's all gone black, and I'm getting a bit fed up. I will crack on and try and have another go at the level, but just to mention, the overall presentation is pretty decent. The graphics are quite nice, bit on the grey and brown side. but pretty nicely animated. The main helicopter's a bit on the large side, excuse me, and the landscapes are a bit drab, but it's quite nicely put together. Decent enough sounds and effects, and all plays pretty well. The big problem is that the difficulty level jumps up massively from the first level to the second. Also, this is really strange when it all goes black. I didn't even realise why that was happening to start with the Jeep falling in the hole. So I'm doing my best to do this second level again, and I've worked out a tactic for not losing any energy or even using any bullets, and that's basically push right to the top of the screen, and you just hover there, nothing shoots at you, and you don't lose any health or anything like that. You don't have to waste any bullets, so that's kind of cool and a bit cheaty, but there you go. Such is life. Same thing again here. Just get a bit of fuel on that, and then move on to the last section, which is definitely the most difficult to negotiate. I'm going to shoot all these things away for the truck, drop one of these things in here, and my energy is getting a bit low now. It's going to be close. And drop the last bridge section in there if I can. I'll get in there. There we go. I'll hover back up to the top and wait. Nothing shoots me. The little buggy gets across the bridge quite nicely. Hopefully there's nothing else for it to avoid before the end of the level. No, there isn't. So I am going to get to the third level. Just, again, while you're waiting for it to make its way across, you just stick yourself there. No damage occurs to you. Great stuff. And we get on to level 3, which I've never seen before, so this is a new experience for everyone. And I'm not going to last very long because I've only got 17 things left. I don't know what the hell's going on now. There's way too much text in this game, and it stays on the screen for ages and you can't skip it. Blimey, that's pink. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do here now. There's a big gap there, which I'm guessing the thing's going to fall down. But I've got no idea how to avoid that. Can't see anywhere to pick that up. And it's fell down a gap, the buggy, and I've run out of bullets as well. So, and now I'm dead. So, well, that was the third level. At least you got to see a fraction of it. Not quite sure what happens there. I probably need to pick up the bridge components from the previous level and use them to fill in those holes, which is really bad game design. How could you possibly know that without getting to the next level? But all the same, it's not a bad game. It's quite arcade style game with a typical arcade style difficulty level. It does have a few problems, but overall it's pretty decent. It's not the greatest use of the Action Force license. I'm not sure why they just had you flying around in a helicopter when you could have had your sort of sections where you're running or shooting, running on foot and shooting things. You're using other kind of vehicles that are available in the range of Action Force toys. But there you go. Worth $2.99 for a mad release? Probably just about. It was a re-release of a full price game. I wouldn't have paid full price for it, but as you've seen through the course of this video, perseverance does reward you with further progression in the game. So yeah, I think it's probably worth $2.99 and not too bad at all. A nicely polished game.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.